Hello, everyone. Thanks for listening. So, on the box, Teen Titans Starfire is an orange alien, and racist fans don't want a black woman playing her. So, racist DC comic fans attack black actress for playing Starfire. And so, we had our Black Panthers and some of our other notable how would you say, superheroes and villains and whatnot. And we've had black women play in different comic roles. Halle Berry, she played Catwoman, and then we had um, some um, other, I guess, other superhero shows where I believe Halle Berry also played Storm. And we probably have other women in the past, like for Catwoman originally was Eartha Kitt. And so now we have this woman here. Her name is Anna Diop. And so she's an actress. And so she had to disable her comments on her Instagram after a slew of racist attacks occurred. So this is by an Alex Abad Santos. So this goes back to sort of a little bit of the validity of what I've said about Black females usually get bashed really, really bad on social media. This cartoon character out of, I believe, a DC comic, Starfire. And so this is how she looks here. And so underneath, I want to forewarn you that there's some harsh criticism underneath in the article on ignorance to harass someone so much that they don't feel safe on social media. And it appears that certain fans of DC Comics, Teen Titans, have tapped into that toxic combination. So in the comic books, 2 cartoon series, and a new animated movie, Starfire is a female alien with creamsicle colored skin and a mane that is scarlet hair. And so, like many female characters you see in comic books, Starfire is a supernatural and unrealistic being, a work of pure imagination. And so, understandably, largely because of the orange skin, energy injecting aliens are not real, Titans cast a human actress named Anna Diop to play the Starfire in the darker appeared on shows like Bosch. And correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not great of the title of the show. Stag, possibly the biggest role of her life, but it also became the target of social media attacks from people who, at best, believed she didn't embody their vision or version, rather, of the Starfire character. And at worst, misogynistic and racist attack on Anna Diop. And so I'm going to forewarn you that this is coming out of Twitter. The picture below is Starfire. What DC? She looks more like somebody from the street, and he's saying this is more the Starfire character, so they need to find somebody that looks more like this. And so he has a problem with the black actress playing that character. Following the wave of harassment, Dia, it's the latest chapter, and particularly an ugly fans not getting exactly what they want and retaliating in the worst way possible. So Starfire is orange in the comics, and people are mad that a black actress is playing her. So she's not even a color of humans, she's more an alien, but because a black woman is playing this character, they think that she should be more like this. which to them in their minds is more somebody that isn't Black. So I'm going to go on to say that people got their first chance to see Diop in action at Starfire when the first trailer for the Titans was released during the Comic-Con last week. So the trailer was met with a fair bit of skepticism and mockery, mainly because it featured a flagrantly emo Robin uttering the phrase F Batman, or rather, well, you know what I'm saying. So you can read it yourself, but the strange moment doesn't mean that the show is going to be bad. And for all we know, it could be a great show, of course. So unfortunately, the trailer was also the first time the more toxic portions of the Teen Titan fandom got to see the trailer, and they leveled their skepticism and mockery at different targets. Diop's appearance, and specifically her skin color. Okay, so there are some people that are on, even on YouTube, that think that somehow that Black women are, reverend by mobs of people, and it is really the other way around, where people will treat other treat us like other. So again, it goes on to say that Starfire is not African. Another fan commented. And so, listen, okay, so I'm going to repeat what this fan was saying. So, she is too fat and she is too dark for Starfire, a fan wrote. And then compiled with the ugly comment, Starfire's not African, another comment was muttered. So again, Starfire's skin is traditionally rendered as a radioactive tangerine orange. So she supposedly turned into an alien. So completely fictional cue of skin color. So she's not a skin color of people today. She's just like a cartoon character. She's fictional. For a completely fictional being, yet some are adamant that the character shouldn't be played by the Black woman. And I guess some of that is because Black Panther did so well and it had a lot of Black characters, and some people probably didn't like that. And it upset them. So here are some of the comments right here. Look at her. Another comment, this is the real Starfire, making every character Black when the closest to our skin color is Latino for her. Doesn't promote diversity, just seemed forced. And so these are some of the, snively comments that, they're getting. And so this is actually the second round of ugliness that Diop has faced for playing Starfire. But in April, the first stills of Diop in her Starfire costume was released, and the people were quick to react with outright racism and hate speech. So those hateful comments didn't just exist in a vacuum of the nastiest corners of Twitter either. Diop's Instagram page was flooded with similar hate and hateful conflicts, and still was right up until the trailer dropped and she disabled the comments because it was so bad she had to disable her own Instagram. So she addressed the racism at the time of the set photo leaks and now deleted posts. So too often social media has abused some who find refuge in anonymity and detachment it provides, so misused as a tool to harass and abuse and spew hatred at others. Yeah, they're right about that. So Diop wrote that. So this is weak, sad, and a direct reflection of the abuser. So racist, derogatory, and cruel comments have nothing to do with the person on the receiving end of the abuse. Diop's most heinous attackers have made it crystal clear that this isn't about specific persons playing Starfire, but rather about how a Black woman and any Black woman shouldn't be Starfire. So it's not a critique, it's flagrant racism. So Diop now feels unsafe on social media because of these attacks. So Black women get attacked to death on social media. And so some of these people on here that think that these religious groups are going to bring unity in the Black community, when you some of the attackers not only are coming from white people or from maybe even Latino people, but also from Black males attacking Black women on social media. And we know who, if you don't, just just thumb through some of the, pages and some of the, channels. I can just name some of them that, that are really off the top, off hinge. So actors, no matter what color of their skin or their gender, are frequently subject to criticism when they sign on to play iconic comic book characters, mostly for not being perceived to have the skill or look that embodies a character that the fans have grown up with. So we saw that it when Ben Affleck and Batman and Jared Leto as the Joker. So for women, this criticism tends to be strongly tied to their appearances. So when Gal Gadot was cast as Wonder Woman, there was a pervading whisper that she was too skinny and too frail to play that character, the Amazon princess. And so implicitly, those haters were saying that Gadot wasn't voluptuous enough to fill out Wonder Woman's costume. So even when people are not Black, they face criticism to some degree. And some people are obsessed with these fictional characters and they think they must be a certain way or there's no way. So, but this one in particular, this lady, Anna Diop, got bashed to death. And so a lot of it was a flagrant racism. So it went on to say, but what's happening to Diop is different from what Affleck and Leto faced, exactly what I was saying. And it is even uglier than the awful body shaming that Gadot was subject to, because critiques about Diop's looks as a Starfire involved color of her skin, inviting hateful racist vitriol from the Diop Titans co-star Minka Kelly, called Racist Cowards. On Thursday, in the midst of the attacks on Diop and her social media lockdown, Kelly came to her defense, writing on Instagram these words: that so many racist cowards would take the time to attack her Instagram page so that she has to shut off her comments after having already shut down her entire account once before over this bullshit makes me feel rage. It takes zero courage to sit in your dark, lonely room spewing your venom online while protected by your anonymous, faceless accounts. I cannot begin to fathom the courage it requires every day just to exist as a Black woman in this country. Okay, so Chicksia Clemens, hashtag Chicksia Clemens. So let anyone to also have the audacity to fight for and follow your dreams. I bow to you, Anna. Okay, and so this is Anna Diop right here, and this is the character that she's going to play. And so this is right here underneath her, I believe. It looks like Twitter. It could be Instagram. I could be wrong. It looks like Twitter. Okay, so Minute K. Kelly, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge how proud and excited I am to be working alongside at Anna Diop. In my humble opinion, and all of the fans are lucky to have her talent and her grace and her beauty on board. While the abhorrent racism is in this country seems to be going nowhere at any time soon, the dignity, strength, and couth my friend continues to exemplify in the face of it humbles and inspires me that so many racist cowards would take the time to attack her Instagram so that she has to shut off her comments after having already shut down her entire account once before over this bullshit makes me feel rage. So though I also feel small relief knowing how strong and thick-skinned Anna is, I know she is and will be okay. It takes zero courage to sit in your dark, lonely room spewing your venom online while protected in your anonymous, faceless account. I cannot begin to fathom the courage it requires every day just to exist as a Black woman in this country. That's right. So let alone to also have the audacity to fight for and follow your dreams. I bow to you, Anna. I can't wait for everyone to see your brilliant work you've done. Shine on in my love. You are a queen, and all the people who matter know it. Stand with Anna Diop. Hashtag stand with Anna Diop. So fans have also united to lend their support to Diop online, encouraging her to stay strong. Perhaps the saddest thing about the spew of the abuse that Diop has endured is that it's just one instance of a reoccurring pattern. Last week, when Netflix redesigned of She-Ra, or She-Ra, as they call, was unveiled, toxic fans bemoaned that the reimagined character wasn't pretty or feminine enough and proceeded to attack the showrunner. I believe her name, or the name of the person, is Noelle Stevenson. So last month, Star Wars Kelly Marie Tran deleted her Instagram after months of racist harassment for the so-called fans. So people attacking these women are predominantly men who believe themselves to be the truest disciples of the original characters and franchises. So the very worst of them seem to almost be most fans of misogyny, homophobia, and racism. So this pattern of attacks based on race, gender, and sexual orientation is upsetting not only for the trauma that it inflicts on the individual target, but for the potential that it has stifled pop culture, slow to evolution towards the greater representation people who aren't white men. And so that is pretty much that whole thing right there. And so this is the character. And so yes, there's another, and this is a fictional character, and she's getting bashed to death for it. And so that just goes to people and why people, are really, not going to rise to the vision and move forward because they can't even take a person playing a fictional character. With that said, what are your comments on this? This is sad. A fictional character, y'all. Black woman can't even play a fictional character because they think she should look something else that isn't black. Okay, so that's the title here. And this is Anna Diop. And so I think she looks good for the part, but I'll let you be the judge. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for listening.